This is the continuation from the previous lecture, and I was teaching about the different decay, and we have finished with the alpha decay, and this is the second decay. It is called the, basically you already know, this is the beta decay, or sorry. Okay. So the second type of the decay is called the beta decay. Beta is having two types. One is the beta negative, and other one is the beta positive. And beta negative is actually the negatron emission. So negatron is coming from the beta negative. And again, now what is the objective? Uh, to discuss this negatron. The first one is, again, we will look into detail actually what changes are being occurred in the uh, parent as compared to the daughter, or in daughter nucleus as compared to the parent nucleus. And then again, how can we calculate the Q value? That means to decide how much energy is released in case of the negatron emission. And third one, main objective is, if this is the beta negative and this is similar to the electron, then what would be the difference between this negatron and the electron? And I think this would be the main objective to learn out of this content, the difference between the negatron emission and the electron removal or the emission out of the outer nucleus. So again, first attribute, it is very easy to understand again to discuss what are the basic changes in the parent and in the daughter. Similar to the alpha decay, we are going to discuss with the rest of the decay process. So this type of emission is due to change in a neutron to a proton, that is called the neutron emission. So if there is a difficulty to understand this one, I'm going to explain in a very simple way. It is starting with the neutron. So look at the sound negatron mean n, and that mean n is also the sound starting with the neutron. And in this negatron, neutron is converted into the proton. So negatron mean, always remember in your mind, whenever negatron is comes into mind, what is the negatron emission? So always look at the sound. That means negatron are when neutron is converted into the proton. So this is, if you learn this concept easily, then you will decide actually what is happening inside the nucleus of the parent and the daughter. So neutron is converted into proton. That means this is your parent and this is the daughter, and this is the neutron emission. When neutron is converted into the proton, neutron is emitted. Plus there is an other uh, particles, and these are having zero charge and zero mass, but only they carry the energy, and these are called the anti-neutrino. So neutron is converted into the proton by emission of the neutron, and this is the anti-neutrino. Neutron is here, and what is being emitted, that is anti-neutrino. So these are the very in a very simple way you can remember all these things. Now this is the actually the process which is happening with the decay process, and I have explained in this the brief equation or the representation over here. Now look at what are the changes are being happening in case of the neutron emission. So look at, if you, what is the contribution of the neutron to the atomic number and the mass number? It is zero contribution to the atomic number, but it is having one contribution to the mass number. Again, what is the contribution of the proton towards the atomic number and the mass number? One atomic number, it is going to contribute to the atomic number, and one contribution to the mass number. So what are the changes? Actually, look at this. There is no change in the mass, but there is increase in one atomic number. So that is the actually the things you must remember, when there is the emission of the neutron is converted into the proton and there is increase in one atomic number, there is no change in the mass number. And again, this is shown by this equation. And let's suppose this is X is the parent, and it is also shown over here. This is the parent nucleus and the emission of the neutron with the antineutrino, and that is the daughter nucleus. And these are mentioned over here. So if this is the parent having any atomic number, any mass number. So you must be very confident when you are discussing any of the decay process. I'm not concerned about only the one example. You can take any of the example published in the literature and you can decide actually what is happening inside the parent and the nucleus with the neutron emission. So this is the parent nuclide represented with the X, and when it is converted into the daughter, and there should be a atomic number 1, that is increase in the atomic number by 1, because there is only increase in one atomic number in case of the neutron emission. So you just have to add 1 whatever is the atomic number of the parent plus neutron emission, and this is the antineutrino, and plus this is the q value, that is for the neutron decay. And this we will discuss later on, what is how to calculate the q value. Now this is the one of the example. Let's suppose if this is the carbon 614, this is the radioactive, and if it is emitting the neutron, what would be the daughter nucleus? Daughter nucleus is having one atomic number more with the same mass number. So there is only increase in one atomic number, that is called the neutron emission. And important thing is over here, maybe in your examination I may skip this one, maybe I would skip this one and I would skip the neutron. You have to fill up this by assuming then what is happening with the parent and the daughter. So this you can easily remember. That's what I'm not going to mention over here. It is an electron. So look at, there is the same mass number, increase atomic number, and this is only the neutron where there is the increase in the atomic number, and that's why you have to put on the beta negative. Now our the second objective was the how to calculate the q value. Again, it is very similar way what we have done during the binding energy, or what we have done during the calculation of the alpha decay. In a similar way, you have to calculate the decay energy in case of the neutron emission. Again, this is the difference in the mass of the parent minus mass of the daughter, and this is the mass of the electron. Again, this is our third objective, to differentiate. But here, why I have mentioned the mass of electron, because this is neutron is having the same mass as the electron is having. That's why you have to put the mass of the electron over here, because this is let's suppose this is your reactant, this is the product, and this is reactant minus product, and this is the c square, as we have discussed before. And maybe you can individually multiply the c square with each of them. You can write this equation. It doesn't make any difference between these two equations. So how can you calculate the q value? Again, if I give you the masses of all of 3, then you just put up the mass, take the mass difference, multiply by 931.5, and again this will directly convert the this mass into the energy in mega electron volt. And this will remain the same. Again, we will be discussing lot of things in this course, but this concept will be the same. So do your practice again and again if there is any difficulty to understand to calculate the q value. The concept may be different, but the way of calculation is the same. Look at in what we have done in the binding energy, and in case of the alpha particles, or now we are discussing the neutron emission. So let's start with the few of the two examples I have mentioned over here. This is again the same example. Parent is converted into the daughter with the increase in one atomic number, and with the emission of the electron, and this is the why it is the electron is mentioned, because it's the same as the negatron. You can uh, represent here it is the beta decay or the negatron emission, but you can also call it the electron because of having the similar uh, charge and the mass only, but the way of representation is totally different, that we discuss in later on. And this is the antineutrino. This is the because neutron converted into the proton, and this is anti to the this neutron. So now this is the example I have mentioned over here. Maybe you can write down in your notebooks. Again, there is a disturbance in the slide. I am going to reshare again. So let's suppose if iodine having atomic number 53, 131 uh, is converted into some daughter nuclide, there should be a daughter nuclide, and plus this is another representation, that means this is the minus one electron. Maybe you can mention over here it is the minus electron, that is the same as the negatron, again because we are discussing the nuclear reaction. And if in nuclear reaction, if this is mentioned, it must be a negatron, not the electron, because electrons belongs to the extranuclear part. This is another example. Now, I have now skipped the parent over here, and let's see, it is converted into Y. This is a yttrium with the beta particle negatron. Again, you can mention negatron over here, somebody has mentioned minus over here. Okay, it doesn't matter, all these are acceptable to represent the neutron emission. So here I am going to ask, what are the daughter in case, and what would be the parent in case if there is the emission of the negatron. So just do yourself, and then raise your hand, and I will ask one by one, and we will further discuss on this. So okay. So because there is the increase in one atomic number in case of the neutron emission, so it should be the 54 131. Again, 54 is important for me, xenon is not important. Whenever is 54, it must be a xenon. There is no element which is having the atomic number 54 in this word. Okay, so just put, if you do not remember, just put Y with 54 and 131. And the second option was the parent. And this is the strontium with the atomic number 38, mass number 90, because there is no increase or decrease in the mass, but there is the increase in atomic number. And you have to go back to the parent. It should be less, one atomic number less as compared to the daughter in case of the beta decay. So this is all about, and if I give you the, I ask the explanation, and you have to explain like you are going to explain to me right now. You have to explain in a similar way, because there is increase in one atomic number, because neutron is converted into the proton with the increase on one atomic number. That's why the atomic number over here is 54, and here is the 38. So this is the brief explanation if I ask during your exam. Now, this is the process. Actually, I think there is this was the our third objective, the difference between the negatron and the electron. And I think there is no time is left. I am running short of time. Maybe I will start from the next lecture from this, and during meantime you can just do yourself some of the example, any of the example which is published anywhere, and you can find from the online resources. And if there is any difficulty, you can discuss with me in the next